We had a major situation of a pedestrian that was killed and on Highway 80, which stretches through a lot of the Black Belt, and is an issue in many of our towns, but really it's an issue in Selma. And we heard from the city of Selma on some plans for how to help with this. What happened at the meeting? You went to it on Monday morning or Tuesday morning?
Monday morning. It was Charlie Lacey got struck and killed, basically right over the mayor's left shoulder. You're right, his left, and that it was a pretty good crowd of people there at that press conference, and that was kind of the icing or the straw that broke the camel's back. There have been, the mayor said, 13 people struck and killed on Highway 80 alone, or 13 people struck. 3 of them have died on Highway 80 alone, people trying to cross the street. So with him there is Auburn University's Transportation Research Institute Director for Outreach, Rod Tucci, Tarochi, and Aretha Dix. Tarochi is with Auburn. Aretha Dix is with the 50 Fund. They work together in other cities around the state, coming up with plans for safety on the infrastructure around the city. Right now, they're doing a study, doing research to see what is actually needed, what could help, which includes redoing sidewalks, lighting, as well as an education outreach program to explain to people the dangers of crossing the street, especially a 4-lane highway. So they are in this phase of coming up with the plan. Once they go through, and Taroshi said it'll probably be a few months to do the research, then they will draw up a plan to actually do the work to make Selma a lot safer place. The mayor was talking about some work that's already being done, but this is a little bit separate from that and will be a little more all-encompassing around the city area.
Now, I know, Charlie, we heard on our front page in the print edition of the Selma Sun this week, we did have a story from the family about Charlie. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, from what his family folks were telling me, and the lady I was able to speak with is, I'm gonna have to get my notes. Coral Wilson, his aunt. He was a very special person. He was 62 years old. He was unmarried and didn't have kids, and she was his caretaker. And from what she tells me, he was a very big-hearted person. He didn't have an enemy in the world. Everybody loved him. And he had just been to the doctor that morning. He had a few little health issues like high blood pressure, but he was, for 62, he was in good shape. And what she's asking is for the person that struck Mr. Lacey to please come forward. There has been no more developments as far as a suspect or a person who is, I guess, guilty of
a hit and run.
Yeah, it was a hit and run. So they're looking for a green car, either a Toyota or a Honda Accord type vehicle, and the family is asking whoever it was, and if anybody knows anything, if you're the person that did it, to please come forward and do the right thing, because they right now we don't know who did it. We don't know what happened.
Yeah, that's really sad. It is a very busy road. You know, people go pretty fast on that road. So
yeah,
that family.
You know, and that's one of the things that the mayor mentioned, and so did Mr. Troji, that that is actually a federal highway, so the federal highway administration is getting involved, as well as the state DOT. This is not just a couple of folks getting together trying to make some pretty sidewalks. There's going to be a serious plan that includes the feds all the way down to the local